Mhm. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you can see and hear me. Please, please, please. Hey, Deborah, you made it. Yay. Please share if you can see and hear me. I'm going to be really freaked out if not. I got my microphone, got my camera. Somebody say something. Yes, I can see and hear you. Yay. I'm going to go back over to YouTube and say, people are joining. I hope to see you. And maybe I'll just do this on Crowdcast going forward. And this crazy thing with YouTube is this is like 3 weeks in a row. So we have replaced our router, got an expensive one, and then it happened, something else happened, and then so we had the ISP provider come in, they replaced our modem and double checked the fiber optic. This is a YouTube thing. That would be great. Okay, yeah, why not? I mean, there are some advantages to YouTube. People can subscribe to my channel, and that helps me. But we'll see. Maybe I'll just do it on here. I don't know. So, Deborah, how you doing? What's going on? And let me tell you, the topic for today is, will I add carbs back in? And I'm recording this, so I'll publish this on replay. The answer is no. And I'll tell you why. It's a coincidental thing. Over the last couple of weeks, maybe, I have eaten a vegetable product, which is not used to eating them, and it's very good. And it's not junk food. It's not, it's not calorically high, but it is higher in carbs than I'm used to. But it hasn't been a big deal. But there has been a cumulative effect, I think. Yesterday, we got some more, and we both like this product. So this morning, not only was the scale up another half pound, which weight fluctuates, but my left ankle is swollen from water retention. And I thought, that's weird because I barely ate much food yesterday. But yay, Judy! Yay! Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for jumping on over. I hope other people will do so as well. Hi, Judy. Hi, Judy. Hi, Judy. And for those of you who are not familiar with this platform, it's pretty cool. When it says create an account, it's because it's just like you have to have a channel on YouTube, right? In order to make a comment, you have to have a YouTube profile, even though the profile has nothing. Same thing here. I took some time figuring out, yes, it's a little bit of a learning curve, and we're doing this on the fly. Okay, I'm going to keep talking. Again, if you're joining late, then this will be recorded and you can see it. Oh, great feature. There is a speech bubble with a question mark in it. If you have a question and you want it kind of pinned so that, I can see what it is and everything. Somebody ask a question and I'll show you how cool. Hey, Ange, hello, nice to see you here. It's good to see you, Ange. Somebody ask a question in the Q&A bubble and I'll show you how it works. It's pretty cool. But anyway, back to adding carbs. So for those people who are familiar with Atkins, the original Atkins, the process there was you had induction when you was kind of, 2 weeks of really very super low carb. And then depending on how you were, you would go up the ladder. It was adding the carb ladder, I guess. You would add, like, I don't know. I don't know what the numbers were. I could ask Jackie Aberstein, who I just had a little conversation with on email. Maybe 50 carbs a day, adding 25 or 50 or going, and you would keep doing that until you found out, okay, this is my tolerance level. And then you would go to ongoing weight loss, was the name of the steps. That's fine if that works, but it doesn't work for me. So let me tell you, I'm going to back up. We have found a product that we were kind of curious about and liked, and it seemed good, and we both like it. It's a vegetable product. It's not ice cream, and it's not, low carb macaroni and cheese. It's a vegetable product, 100%. But it's higher in carbs than I'm used to. And it's really yummy. So over the course of the last 10 days or so, I've eaten more than I needed to. So what happened? Over the course of time, my weight has steadily gone up, not huge amounts, but it has crept. It was like, I'm barely eating anything. I'm not depriving myself. I just don't have that much of an appetite. But it occurs to me, if I'm not eating much and I'm eating something that is higher in carbs than I'm used to, then a higher percentage of my food is coming from something that's higher in carbs. So not only is the scale kind of crept up, and if you're a patron, you hear me saying, up 0.2 of a pound, up 0.4 of a pound, up 0.7 of a pound. Well, this morning, up half a pound. Not only that, I can feel the water being retained, particularly in my left ankle. I can feel it in my fingers. And so this morning, I don't usually do it on Saturday. I usually check my glucose and ketones on the Keto Mojo on Monday mornings. So my glucose was 85, which is a little bit high for me, but it's totally fine. I'm usually in about the 70 range. Monday it was 59, but that was okay too. And on Monday, my carbs were, my beta hydroxybutyrate was 2.9. This morning, my beta hydroxybutyrate, which is what's measured in the blood, 0.5. Still in ketosis, but I haven't been like that since I've been started measuring by blood. That's low. Probably the next lowest for me was one time it was like 0.7. And for some people, that's still ketosis, and that's their normal reading. Mine just tends to be, on average, higher. It's my body chemistry. But the only thing I can think is it's that product, which I will not call, because I don't want anyone racing out and thinking it's okay. And my husband can tolerate it. I'm just going to have to not. Just like my husband can tolerate mixed nuts. Doesn't do so well for me. And nuts are not on page 4. Okay, I'm really curious. How is everyone finding this? And I'm going to go on longer than usual to give people a chance. I'm going to go back over to YouTube, see if anyone's still there. There's a group. You can do it. Karen writes, I can't get in. Let's see. I can't tell. This is really strange. So, anywho, enough of that. Debbie, Judy Porterfield writes, hi, Deb. Yes, it happened to me also. Weight creeped up, then got on the scale this morning after getting rid of the extra and lost 4 pounds today. The extra what, though? Were you eating a little bit more carbs? So if the carb ladder, like a la the original Atkins, works for you, that's awesome. I can now see that it doesn't work for me. And let me also put this to you. For me, saying, oh, well, maybe I'll just add carbs back in. Why would I do that? That's like, okay, if you struggle with really suffering from a food allergy and you can't figure out what it is, you're just sick. You didn't occur to you it was a food allergy, didn't occur to your doctor at first, but then say, let's just test. So you do the food allergy thing and you whittle it down, elimination. You find out, okay, you are allergic to shellfish. Shellfish is on page 4. It's a protein and that's great, but you feel sick, it's bad. Now, I don't know if that's what happens if you're allergic to shellfish, but let's just use as an example. Or allergic to peanuts. That could be anything. And so you cut it out. You feel a lot better. Your symptoms go away. You're no longer breaking out in a rash or, just feeling sick. So you eliminate all that and you feel better. Would you then say, well, maybe I'll just go ahead and add back in a little bit of shellfish or just a palmful of peanuts? No, because it makes you sick, makes you feel bad. Some people can eat shellfish and peanuts and have no issues. Some people can eat the food pyramid and be great. Not me. And if you're listening to my voice, probably not you either, because people who have no issues with food or weight or diabetes or an unhealthy relationship with how food impacts their life, they're not coming around and go keto with Casey. Okay. Deborah Rundle writes, I don't have carb creep, just calorie creep. And that's the thing. Judy Porterfield. Yes, I made turkey curry with cauliflower rice, not actual rice, all keto, but more of it. Plus, had leftovers, etc. Plus, my hubby got peanuts. I had a few and ate one serving, 2 to 3, then more. Yeah, peanuts are a tough one. I think we can all agree peanut butter is the devil. Finally, and yay, Janine Olsen, great. Now, I'm going to say it again. I don't know what device you're using. If you can see a speech bubble, there's the chat bubble, there's the speech bubble with a question mark in it. I want to show how this works. Somebody ask a question or make a statement, and I'll show you what happens. It's pretty cool, which is unique to Crowdcast as opposed to YouTube. And I would like people's feedback. Once you register for Crowdcast, as long as you remember your email address is associated with it. There we go. Thank you, whoever it was, and I'll show you. If you like this, maybe this is just what I'll do on Saturday mornings. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. So I see the question. Watch your screen. Look what happens. The first part of the question comes up. I am now answering. What do you think about the carnivore ice cream going viral on YouTube? This is from Ange. Well, it's a legitimate question. I'll tell you, what the heck are you talking about? Carnivore ice cream? Can I tell you? Don't. What's it made of? Ground beef and a little cream? How do you make carnivore ice cream? For one thing, cream is limited. So how much, if you're making ice cream cream is limited to 2 tablespoons a day. You're not going to get much ice cream out. I think it's crap, okay? I think it's crap. And not for nothing, and Ange, I'm not saying that you are. Anyone who falls for that, they need to step back. Okay, so we're shopping yesterday. People will fall for if it's made out of almond flour, it's okay. Okay, so now I'm going to done answering. So what happens? It goes away, but the question is pinned. So if you look at this, like somebody coming later on can look at that question, Q&A, and they can find that question. And they can click, I think they can click on it and go to that part of the replay. So anywho, and I want to address something with Judy as well. Judy, cauliflower rice? Let's get a grip, friend. Yes, cauliflower is on page 4, but it's limited to 1 cup before being cooked. You're not going to get much cauliflower, air quotes, rice out of a cup. And almost always, if you buy pre-made cauliflower rice, it's got other stuff in it. Look at the carbs. Look at the serving size. Cauliflower pizza crust, same thing. But we were in the store. Almond tortillas. Almond flour tortillas. Oh, it's made with almonds. Must be okay. Well, one thing, almonds are not on page 4. Certainly almond flour's not on page 4. And a serving of actual almonds is like 14 almonds. And that's high calorie and high carb. But its tortilla had 20 grams of carbohydrate per tortilla. The ones right next to it, the corn tortillas, or probably wheat flour tortillas, 23 grams. But you can, let's not fall for this stuff, people. Carnivore ice cream. Ouch, you're making my head hurt. Judy Porterfield writes, hi, Janine. Addictive. Gyms on keto 2 Only buys the natural peanut butter. Ah, so far I'm good there though. But I hate it being there. The one I saw was just cream and eggs. It's an omelet plus vanilla. A lot of cream, 2 tablespoons a day. Why? Calorically dense. There's a lot of calories in dairy products, which is why cheese is limited. I know, right? I measured a cup after being cooked and I didn't eat more, but still, ice cream. I'm being. Can you see clearly how my eyes are rolling? Oh, brother. All right. Oh, another question. I love this. I think I might like this much better. Okay. Um, Ange writes, I don't agree with it at all. 2 cups of cream and 2 yolks, carnivores finding ways to make carb substitutes. That's always been the case. Slap keto on the label of a box, and people think, oh, it's keto. Y'all, no such thing as keto brownie mix. All right? Any more than paleo pancake mix. Guess what? Paleolithic people didn't eat pancakes. Yeah, we have to engage some reason here. Now, no one ever went broke telling people what they want to hear. Yes, absolutely. You can eat every diet program from Special K to Weight Watchers. Eat all the foods you love and still lose weight. Yeah, really? Oh, yeah? What about the food I love is crunchy peanut butter? Okay, so I like this. I'm digging this. And thank you guys for making the jump over. I'm going to go back and see if Karen was able to make it. I signed up to see the page, but it won't open like Carolyn. I keep reloading, and it still says waiting for Go Keto with Casey. Um, tried several times and couldn't get Crowdcast to work for me. Can't get in. Okay, well, I hope people will try again. And maybe what I'll do is I will just forego YouTube next week. I will create a Crowdcast event. I will advertise that. My revenue will be down a little bit, but I can live with that. Judy Porterfield writes, I ate a cup of cauliflower rice and not ice cream, LOL, but there's a lot of cream in the ice cream, so I haven't made that. Don't make that. Don't do that. Ice cream. Why? For the nutritional value? No, it's because ice cream is delicious. So I just this morning have determined for myself that vegetable product that I really like, not for me. It's not that I was eating a lot more food. It's that because I wasn't eating that much food, more of it was for more carbs. I haven't really wanted to either. Well, that's excellent. Okay, well, we're passing along. Shall I keep going? Should we keep going or? Okay, I'm going to try one more time to share this. Share. I'm going to go back to YouTube. Maybe nobody's here. Oh, no. I'm going to put that in. So Karen from Utah is at Crowdcast, but she can't get her email to verify. That happens. I like it being here instead of YouTube. Okay, anybody else let me make a poll. I can do this. Watch this. Can I do that? Yeah. Create a poll. This is fun. And this is what I use for my patrons when we do patron live streams. And I invite people on stage with me. That's a lot of fun. Same thing with the Amy and Casey show is on Crowdcast. I'm going to write, do you prefer these events on YouTube or Crowdcast? First one is YouTube. Next one is Crowd. Isn't this fun? Cast. Create and share. Okay. Poll is created. So So this will give me a project to work on how to set these up and then broadcast the information and the link and give people a chance to register. And you can follow me on Crowdcast, just like you subscribe to my YouTube channel. So, like, I have however many hundreds of Crowdcast followers. And so I just broadcast the link to this because I made it public to anyone who follows me on Crowdcast should get a notification. It seems more personalized. It is a very good product. I am an early adopter of it. They have excellent customer support. It is a paid platform that I pay for. You don't have to pay for it. I pay for it, but it's worth it because it's just so much better. Plus, I can share screens and PDFs. And like I said, Amy and I have our show on Crowdcast, and I have a small or a handful of patron-only live streams every month on Crowdcast. Cool. All right. So for me, will I add carbs back in? No. Someone gives up smoking and they feel much, much better. Will they just gradually reintroduce cigarettes? No, probably not a good idea. If you have, I listened years ago. I was actually on my way. I was driving from my city to the Durham Support Group meeting with Dr. Westman. And on NPR, there was it might have been People's Pharmacy. They were interviewing a woman who, she was a medical researcher, I think, and writer. And she worked in collaboration with another researcher, and they were doing something totally not having to do with her situation, but she was just sick a lot. She had been years, she couldn't figure it out. She went to this person, that person, this person, that person. It showed in many different ways: intestinal issues, skin rashes, headache. They couldn't figure it out. Well, turns out, in collaboration with hey, Karen, hello, finally, Karen from Utah. Yay, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being persistent. So anyway, this person writes and wrote a book about it in conjunction with the researcher. It turns out she had actual straight up celiac disease. Not, feels better avoiding gluten. She had this very serious celiac disease. And very certain foods made her feel very sick. So they're writing about this and how hard it is to find someone to be able to get it, because often the symptoms are very different for different people. So I'm listening to this. Oh, how interesting. And so Joe Graydon, I think, asked, okay, so you've done this. This seems similar to going very low carb, what you're describing. She says, oh, well, it's similar. But there is some difference, I guess. With celiac, you can eat rice products, and with low carb, you don't. So he says, what do you think about it? She says, well, I understand that. Oh, and she said, so my life is so much better. I've been doing this for 5 years now. It's not damaged my life a bit, not eating whatever the thing was, the wheat products. So great. So then they kind of get off on this fork about low carb, keto, whatever it was called 5 years ago. And she said, oh, well, it is good. I don't think, though, people can really sustain keto. Okay, this woman just spent 50 minutes explaining how sick she was, how it took a long time to figure out what the problem was, that what she realized is she had to eliminate certain foods from her nutrition protocol, or else she was going to feel sick, and she would be doing this for the rest of her life. But you can't keep up low carb? Do we think she's going to slowly reintroduce wheat into her diet? Nope. Judy writes, same, no extra carbs, keeping it under 20, usually under 10. Finally, I'm here. She writes, Karen and Judy Porterfield, your home looks very cozy. Thank you. And look who's in the background. Jack. He is really slowed down. He really, at this point, only leaves his bed to drink, ask for a cookie, eat his dinner, and then do his business. So, all right. So let me see the results of the poll, see if anyone's answered. Okay, we've got a split decision. 50% for YouTube, 50% for Crowdcast. But I think if you gave it a chance, I think you'd come over to the Crowdcast way. Okay. This is from no name, so it's an anonymous person. This one's, I can't add a comment. It might be because you don't have a profile. I don't know who you are. your bio is empty. Oh, yeah, they might be kind of restricted on that. I think people without a bio or some kind of actual name, first or last, because when they first got up and going, there, people would bomb creators who are going live. So I would recommend creating a profile. And if you had a profile from very, very long ago, I would update that profile. You don't have to give too much information, just a name. Hi, Jack. We love Jack. Karen writes, well, look, he's in front of the fire. Yes, he is. That's where he sleeps. I can't find the poll. Found it. Okay. There's Judy. Karen writes, I think if you send us links, we can get to here. I had to sign in with Google instead of Patreon. Well, this is not a patron only. Okay. Sorry, Karen. For those of you who are patrons, this is when I set up patron only live streams within Crowdcast behind the scenes, I listed as patron only. So Patreon and Crowdcast shake hands and you can get in. But this was not a patron only. This is a public one. Angela Rizzi, lately I've been feeling like Jack. Angela, you mean a little slow? Just want to sleep? I agree, Angela. Right, Karen? It brings up different email addresses in Apple or Google and all kinds of things. It seems so maybe it'll be easier for if Casey sends it. No, again, I can do that. But just keep in mind, you're a patron. Karen's a patron. This is a different event. This is open to anybody. So anyway, I think that's what it is. All right, let me see okay, now we have 60% for Crowdcast and 40% for YouTube. I'm going to again contend that give Crowdcast a little bit of time and let me figure out how to best use it. You'll like it. Gotcha, writes Karen. Oh, okay, writes Judy. Now, do you guys come for the Amy and Casey show? See, that's a ticketed event. Amy and I. Oh, and we're having another one on March 4th, Tuesday, March 4th, 6:30 Eastern. Oh, the cruise. Okay. Travel coordinator has not booked, but reserved a block for a Go Keto with Casey group, March something or other, going to Tortola, Antigua, someplace else, March of 2026 on the Celebrity Beyond with Captain Kate, who at one point was the first female captain of a major cruise line, and she was the captain on our first Go Keto with Casey cruise. So I do have a project, and I like projects. I'll have to really work on this. Figure out a way to make it as easy for people to do this. As I said, it will impact my YouTube revenue, but that's okay. As long as we've got our chickens in the backyard and some bacon, we're okay. Okay, we are here I'm going to go back to YouTube, see if anyone has made a comment. Okay, Hector 6766. If you see the Save My Spot bar, click on it, agree to the terms and conditions, and you should see the event. Thank you, Hector. I really appreciate that. I'll do some homework. This was not bad for doing this on the spur of the moment. And can I tell you something? YouTube is still saying it's trying to go live. Don't know. I will send feedback or a question to YouTube. Sometimes you get pretty good results. I don't think it's my computer because this is working, and I know it's not the router because this is working, and I know it's not the modem because this is working. Have a great weekend, y'all, and weekend. Glad I found you. Thank you. I'll have some good times trying to get this going. And before you leave, we've got a couple more questions. Ange writes, should carbs be counted in things like eggs and bacon if stalled a couple of months? You can. There are carbs in everything humans eat. And there's fat and protein in everything humans eat. It's just mostly the carbs come from plant products and mostly the fat and protein comes from animal products. But there's like 0.6 grams of a carb in an egg. and it's more likely just eating more food than you require if you still want to be losing weight, or you're eating the amount of food required to maintain your weight, or you decide once every now and again to have a chocolate bar. I mean, these things will be problems. Um, Maggie Muller writes, good question. Can I watch it later? Yes. Now, this is another thing. I think if you register for it, because this is what happens with the patrons, not everyone can attend live. So, frankly, most people watch it on replay. Once you're registered, and unless I delete the session or archive it, it's there, it's available. So, this is great, y'all. I really, really appreciate this. And maybe what I'll do, I'll see if YouTube will allow me, it may not, to post the link to the replay on my community tab on YouTube. And writes, thanks for switching to this platform rather than giving up on the live. And Judy writes, good question. That would be great. Okay, I'm going to do that. Fun, fun, fun. Neuroplasticity. I got to learn new things. Bottom line, y'all, if you want to add carbs back in, have at it. I'm not going to. It would not work for me, and clearly does not work. No, I wasn't adding carbs back in. I want to make that clear. I just thought, okay, well, this is doable. But I ate more because it was really good. And so I ate more carbs. So there you go. I don't know if that makes any sense, but the results were so specific. And the only thing I can think of is that's the difference. I'm going to go with it. So we'll see what happens. I hope I'm like Judy. Well, I'll check my ketones again on Monday, and I share those with patrons. So we'll see. Monday morning, it's back up to 3.2. That'll be good. If it sticks around, 0.5, 0.4, 0.3, no good. 0.5, I think, is the lowest I've been. Karen writes, my daughter was just over saying, Mom, figure out when and how we are getting chickens. That's my brain job for today. Okay, and Karen, I've not forgotten. I am going to publish a video, maybe a short, about our chickens. But I highly recommend McMurray Hatchery. It's where we've gotten most of our chicks. They'll send them through the U.S. mail, yes, in a box with holes in it. Cheap, 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 cheap. So adorable. McMurray Hatchery. Judy writes, it surprised me. It's been staying the same. And Karen writes, thank you. What's been staying the same? Thanks, Casey. Okay, it sounds like people are kind of farming in and out. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys for sticking with me. And I'm going to figure out a way to try to make this work for everybody. Because, maybe it was my router. Okay, replace the router. Maybe it's the modem. Okay, replace the modem. It's YouTube. Arg. I even tried changing browsers, and it says that the other browser would not support live streaming or webcam. I think they must be trying to move people into different technology. All right, guys. I am peckish, so I am going to go prepare myself something to eat, but it won't be that vegetable product. See you next week. Fingers crossed, writes Karen. Thanks, thanks, thanks. I am going to end the recording, and then we'll see what happens. Hey, and message me. Go to my blog, or it's the best way to reach me is to email me, or if you're a patron, message me through Patreon. How this seems if you get to see it on replay. I would really like to hear. You can follow me on Crowdcast, and you'll be notified of public events, just like on YouTube going live. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.